Hey buddy, as you may have noticed, I've changed a bit positions because of my phone is charging at the moment. I will resume from where we left off.
And because we know how stressful this time has been and how people yearn to see friends and family, if only fleetingly, we will now go further. And on the 29th of March, you can meet more of your friends and family outside, including in gardens, either as two households or subject to the rule of six. And then we'll go on to step two, which is no earlier than the 12th of April. And this is a big moment because shops will return and reopen, hairdressers, nail salons will reopen, pubs and restaurants will all be able to serve customers outside, precisely because we know that outside the risk of transmission is lower. And then 5 weeks after that, no earlier than May the 17th, we'll go to step three.
Wait, I just have to jump in there. He just said so the risk of transmission outside is lower. What? So why the need for social distancing then? Outside, if it's a lower risk of transmission, that makes no sense. I was gonna let this video play in a little bit longer, but whew, I have to jump in here. This is nearly 5 minutes, and yet there's already a lot of information to talk about and analyze here. This, if it's one thing as well, this guy's better than Joe Biden. At least he has no memory loss. At least he knows what he's talking about. I'm not even a fan of any politician at all. I mean, Donald Trump had better personality. That's why you can't help but love him at times with his savage moments. Boy, whew. Imagine Joe Biden saying this. He wouldn't even know what he's talking about half the time. Like, oh yeah, so who? Yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. I just sound like Boris Johnson a bit there.
And open all our hospitality sector to service indoors, pubs, bars, restaurants, along with hotels and cinemas. And subject to capacity limits, we will also open sports stadia, concert halls and theatres. And finally, provided we continue to pass the 4 tests, then from the 21st of June, we will go to step 4 and say goodbye to most remaining restrictions, resuming large-scale events like business conferences and football matches, lifting the limits on weddings and reopening nightclubs. All of these steps will apply in England, and the government will continue to do whatever it takes to protect jobs and livelihoods across our whole United Kingdom for the duration of the pandemic.
Protecting jobs, protecting the people. Are you kidding me, Johnson? Are you kidding me? You've damaged people as it is. Homelessness obviously would have gone up if people have remained jobless. You've damaged the economy greatly because of some virus that has a 99% survival rate. Even domestic abuse has gone up, considering the wife or husband has to stay with a domestic abuser partner that's with them at the current moment. The moment you open everything up now, it's too late. People have already been damaged. I can't believe it. And people seem to think this is helping, and it has helped. It hasn't. It's made it far worse than it already has. God, I just don't have any more words to say. We might as well just have Mr. Bean in charge. Oh, my word, helping people. When we have heard that, how are you helping? You still got more crime on the streets. You still got abortion that's still out. You've even got transgender operations that's damaging young kids, especially even teens. You've confused them to death. All these laws you put in place have already damaged not just the country, but everybody. When are you people going to wake up and see through this bull?
And I know there are some who would like to accelerate the timetable. And I know, of course, there are others who would like to be more cautious and stay in the slow lane. And I understand both points of view, and I sympathise, because levels of infection are still high, and we must strike a very careful balance and always accept that we've got to be humble in the face of nature. But also, we must accept that we cannot persist indefinitely with restrictions that have separated families and loved ones for too long, threatened the livelihoods of millions, kept pupils out of school. It's thanks to the rollout of these vaccinations, many of them pioneered in this country, that the balance of that judgment is now changing in our favour. And thanks to the vaccinations, that there is light ahead, leading us to a spring and a summer which I think will be seasons of hope, looking and feeling incomparably better for us all, and from which we will not go back. Thank you very much. I'm now going to ask Chris to do the slides.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
He's just done there with his 6.5-minute speech. Thank God he didn't go on for longer. I mean, I want to know what else he would have said. Oh, all of a sudden the VAWC is out, and yet there's more hope. All of a sudden people are taking this jab. That's downright bull. They wanted this to happen. People have easily complied because of fear. You see, whatever happens to your brain, if your brain is something that you're scared of, if there's fear going into your brain, of course you're going to become scared. It's perfectly logical. It's like going to like a dangerous area at night. If you're working and saying, I don't feel like going because it's kind of scary. That's fear. They're just putting this fear mongering into your heads. And there's people that don't see it, and people wonder why they get mad at me because of this. He just said that there's jabs that are ineffective. Okay, then why are we taking a jab now? Why are we forced to take this particular jab? Is it about safety or is it about an experiment? It sounds a lot like to me we're just all guinea pigs. It's like we're in a green screen. It's like the entire world is under a green screen where we just get experimented on. It's like a movie. It's almost like as soon as they jab us with that whatever's in that needle, we're going to get some sort of special abilities or something. I don't know what else I can say to this. You know, kids are less likely to catch it, but then they said, oh yeah, you should have been opening up these education buildings. I'm not a fan of school, right? I don't like it one bit. But the amount of bullcrap that they've been talking, where you start to wear a face mask and all that stuff, I can't remember if he mentioned on here. I don't think he did. But you still have to wear a face mask? Why? You just said that, I mean, what's been said now, he just said, oh yeah, the transmissions from outside is low. Then what's the need for social distancing? What's the need for the masks? If you have a less of a chance of getting it from outside, then what's the point of the mask? I don't get with, oh, because you have a beard, you don't have to wear a mask. What does the beard have to do with anything? Yeah, I know germs can get stuck in the beard. What's the point in that then? That's that they get a free ride? Or they have a beard, so they have to wear a mask. That's not an excuse. It's not a reason for them to not wear it. I'm not a fan of masks, but I'm just saying. I'm talking from a logical point of view. There's people say, well, I was in the con because I had this C19 thing. Okay, fair enough. I'm sure it is serious for a few people. But why are we ruling out any other illness? The other illnesses don't exist now? Are we living in the world of C19? There's too many questions here. This is coming from our Prime Minister here. To all my UK friends out there, UK YouTubers, please comment on this video, on my part 1 video. I really like to know your thoughts on it, because we'll be like, yeah, well, I'm not a fan of Boris. I'm not a fan of him either. I'm not a fan of any of them. But I gotta admit, Boris has spoke a bit of truth here. You can't hate on that, no matter what you say. That's the moment where people be. That's the moment where people be like, nah, I don't trust politics anymore. Why? Because they spoke some truth into it that you didn't want to hear. Are you so hell bent in your illusion that you're gonna slate other people for having their own opinions on it? Opinions that have a logical reason to it. I know it's people that don't speak logically end up yelling, shouting, getting angry. I think to myself, you're being irrational. Absolutely irrational thinking right there. You can't just be like, well, you've upset me, you hurt me, because I know somebody that did have the C19 and passed away from it. Yeah, but you don't use that to manipulate me into not having an opinion about anything or to not believe in something. This whole thing is not a virus, that's one thing for sure. It's something way bigger. It's probably a distraction for something way bigger that's going to end up happening. I don't know, like this. He may have said it in a different context, but that's how I'm seeing it. So you can take it however you want. You can take the jab if you want. I mean, you get a £2,000 fine for not taking it. That's blackmail. No one else should be doing that. You wouldn't want somebody to put a gun to your head demanding money. So why are you happy with this? Because it's from a higher authority? Because it's supposedly running our country? Quotation marks? There's corruption on all sides. Yes, I'm sure there's people that love Boris Johnson out there for whatever reason. But god damn, he said some truthful things here. I agree with him on some of those parts, but I'm still not a fan of him. He should have been doing all these things, opening stuff up. Like shops, hairdressing. Could you imagine going to prison? Like, can you imagine last year with this the first lockdown? Could you imagine going to prison and an inmate asks you, so what are you in here for, man? Oh, I'm just in here because I walked outside my house without wearing a mask. I didn't obey the law. The looks you'd be getting from other prisons would be like, say what? You walked outside the house without a mask? What crime is that, I wonder? I mean, that poor mask, huh? I know what those people doing those masks, they must have scrunched up poor mask victims. And I heard as well, with getting a haircut, you can get arrested or charged just for cutting someone's hair. What? Where's the crime? Did you hurt anybody? Did you rob someone? Did you assault someone? Did you threaten? Did you blackmail? No, I just got my hair cut, or I shaved someone's hair. What? That poor hair, man. That victim. That could have been made into a wig, but you just threw that hair out. Like, is that tax evasion? It's your money, but you're forced to pay up. That's kind of blackmail and threats too. So what these politicians are doing, they're doing exactly the same thing we wouldn't want done to us. If we do this to them, we'll get arrested or charged maybe. Yet, he was still allowed to go out. That's hypocrisy. I didn't even have to wear a mask. The only time I had to wear a mask was when I was told to back at Tesco. When the security guard told me to, and I was asking the boy, it's going to decrease my oxygen. He was like, huh? Yeah? Do you not know what oxygen is, matey? No. And then he said something similar to me. I was like, yeah, of course. And then I saw a guy with a beard not wearing a mask. Just because you got a beard doesn't give you a free pass on any of that. It should have applied to everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and please watch my part 1. I will link my social media down as per usual, and I will give a link to this speech, I guess. I mean, 6.5 minutes anyway. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.